Okay, so we heard from the Sikh Studies this morning, and now we're going to go to the Sikh Arts. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Marianne M-Lutzker. Excuse me. We just need a little bit of silence to go through this. Professor of Asian Art History, holds the Carver Chair in East Asian Studies at Mills College. She is also the chair of the Department of Art and History. She got her PhD from my alma mater, UC Berkeley, on South and Southeast Asian arts. And her early work was focused on traditional Indian and Indonesian art. M-Lutzker has received senior fellowships from the American Institute of Indian Studies and the National Endowment for the Humanities. So please welcome Marianne. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Raj. I also want to say a very, very big thank you to Dr. Rajinder Kapany, who has brought us all today, together today and yesterday and tomorrow to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Sikh Foundation. Dr. Kapany has done so much to support the whole culture, the ethos of the Sikhs, particularly here in the United States, and also very specially in the arts, and that's what we're going to concentrate on today. I also want to thank Sonia Dami for all of the work that she has done. I've done quite a bit of this type of organization, and I know what it takes. It was superb. The banquet last night was amazing. It's all gone so smoothly, and just catering, doing all of this has been absolutely fantastic. So a big hand to Sonia. And before I go too far, my field is art history. My concentration is on India. I spent a lot of time there. I've also spent time up in Amritsar. I have actually family who comes from Jalandhar. So I'm very familiar with Sikh culture, and it's a wonderful experience, a wonderful religion, great people. I, at this point, just want to say how much I appreciate Nikki's presentation. She teaches at a small liberal arts college. And I'm sort of reminded of the, I think it's the Taoist adage that a journey of 10,000 miles begins with the first step. And I think, you know, for those of us in liberal arts colleges, it may seem very small and we're struggling to represent so much. And it's not just Sikh and Jain and Buddhism, Hinduism, but we're doing a bit. And our students will go out in the world. Our students are the seeds. And from that, hopefully, they will spread it even further. So thank you, Nikki. I mean, your passion is fantastic. It's infectious. And I also wanted to recognize Dr. Reese Pottensfeld from GTU. I was one of those first students from Berkeley, graduate student who attended classes at GTU. And that was, of course, in the way back in the sort of late 1970s. So today we're going to be concentrating and looking at some of the sort of beautiful emanations of sort of visual culture in particular, and looking at the arts, and in particular the Sikh art. And I think one of the things that was evident this morning was the sort of low profile that Sikhism has had, particularly here in the United States, except when there have been issues of problems and violence. But other than that, it's been very low profile. But I would say Asia has been quite low profile, and just in colleges, universities, what is happening now on the campuses, it's amazing when you think about what was happening 30 years ago. I was the first person literally 30 years ago to teach Indian art at Mills. So China and Japan, now India, and I do fold into my Indian classes. I teach a class on Indian art every year and every semester. So I make sure that's there. And the Golden Temple is part of my introduction to India and to Indian art. And then I do a seminar on Mughal art, which of course extends into Sikh art. So we do a little, and just each time students are exposed more and more. So the role of art, I think, is really important because it's visual. One doesn't have to stand on one's head and to analyze, intellectualize what it's all about. Art speaks immediately in a very sort of emotional, sensual, and different way from just pure language. And I think that's really the strength of what we will see in the artists and the presenters today. The first diplomatic relations that go on between usually warring countries is, well, before diplomatic relations, it's actually ravaging countries and taking their art away, because the art is the soul of the people. And I'm talking particularly about the visual arts. When we started and opened up relationships under Nixon with China, what came first? Art. We exchanged art. We went and looked at art. We had art exhibitions, the great treasures, the archaeological exhibitions from China came here. So the artists, the musicians, they are the ambassadors of culture, and they speak a universal language. And so I hope that's what we will sort of see today or hear today. So my first speakers are Sonia and Dr. Paul Michael Taylor, who we've heard from. And just a few words. Dr. Taylor is the director of the... Oh, we haven't heard from you today yet, have we? No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about last night. It was last night we've been talking. That's right. He is the director of the Smithsonian Asian Cultural History Program and serves as curator of Asian, European, and Middle Eastern ethnology. He's written and edited numerous books and scholarly articles on the ethnography, ethnobiology, languages, and art of Asia. He's also curated 21 museum organizations and has worked closely with many individuals and community organizations to establish heritage projects at the Smithsonian, including the Sikh Heritage Project, which was back in February 2000. Its flagship exhibition, Sikh's Legacy of the Punjab, first opened at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History in 2004. And Sonia, who is the executive director of the Sikh Foundation, has organized this whole celebration, symposium, conference that we're at today. She's also a writer. She's edited and illustrated the book Games We Play, A Journey Down Memory Lane, and co-edited Sikh Arts from the Kapany collection. So today, both Dr. Taylor and Sonia Dami are going to introduce their new volume on Sikh art from the Kapany collection, and they will sort of walk us through all of that. And one of the things that I would ask everybody in academia here, and also anyone who's working for companies that have libraries, please order copies of the new Sikh collection from the Kapany collection. Have it in your library. Students love to look at books like this. And so I think if we've got those books there, it'd be wonderful. So